Okay, so initially I wanted my first video on this like retro tech haul to be this Atari 2600, but it's having some issues. It didn't want to turn on. While I was testing the capacitors on it, I accidentally bridged two contacts and somehow shorting it brought it back to life, and it's been consistent. It's been working for the last week. Sort of. See, it does power on. Okay, there it goes. It plays the games. I can move the paddle. That's not good. All the switches work, I can change it to black and white, I can change the difficulty, but, you know, I cannot actually start the game. It does not listen to the fire button on any controller with any game, which tells me that the hex buffer chip has gone bad, which is fantastic, because that's the only chip on there that's not socketed. I actually have to desolder that, and will you stop changing position on the screen? This is a new issue, it wasn't doing this before. Well, anyway, that's going to have to be a project for another day. Today, we're going to be looking at computer speakers. Because mine, the left side was having issues for a while now, but now it just sounds awful. And I'm not exactly opposed to getting new speakers for this thing, given that these things are just like idly wasting power. It has a power switch right here. But if I bring the camera in and you guys listen to this. Yeah, they're making a 60 hertz hum. They're still like doing power conversion while it's not even in use. What do you say we boot this thing up and you guys can have a listen to what I'm talking about here? There's a lot of switches to get this thing going. See, it was supposed to play the startup sound, but I think I left my headphones plugged in. See, they still sound pretty good. I want to see if I can do some maintenance on these. But there is like a crackling buzzing from the left side. I'm risking a copyright strike here because Atomic Drum Assembly does not appreciate me using their music, but I hope that's coming through on the camera, the buzzing coming from the left side. I think one of the speakers in there is damaged. I'd love to take it apart and save it, because shit, man, these are some good sounding speakers. It's just, it's so annoying too when I've got someone on a Discord call on this monitor and their voice is coming from here and it's like, but no, I'd love to save it. It's just, I don't exactly see where I'm supposed to get in here. Not exactly built to be serviced, unfortunately. But, you know, just got that big tech haul. We've got some options, and they're kind of cool.
Hi. Oh, okay. It's cold. You want it? There you go.
The first set was this pair of awesome Sony speakers here that actually sound surprisingly good. And of all things, this is apparently common for old speakers back then. You can put some C batteries in here if you don't want to run it off of like the power adapter. Not plugged in. They are literally they literally just got C batteries in them. They're not plugged in at all. Just to the computer, yeah? Does it run off of batteries?
You want to buy some batteries?
It also works with only the one speaker, so if you just want to like unplug this thing and just take it around as like a battery powered speaker, if you're like, I don't know, on a picnic or on a bike or something, you totally can. But it's also a computer speaker. That's cool. Aesthetically though, they don't exactly match the beige setup, and my wife has needed better speakers that are smaller to fit in this space for a while now, so it's like, you know what? Put these here. Besides, they match the computer. It's perfect. So yeah, cool as those things are, they already found a new home. In here we've got these guys. A little worse for wear, pretty dirty, but I mean, I think they need their own amplifier. This probably still isn't gonna be that loud. That's not what this is for. This is for my microphone, but yeah, these work. They're disintegrating though. What do you mean these work? They look like they're supposed to dock to something. God, they just get so little volume through this thing. Oh wait, what's wrong with me? Forgive me, I did not get a lot of sleep since the neighbor was blinding me with a laser beam last night. But, yeah, I have an audio amplifier. It's right here. What is wrong with me?
You're everything I'm thinking of from time to time and dust to dust. Whenever there's a love between the void. Hate me, I love you some more. You leave me breathless and hollow lately.
They're okay. Now I'm gonna turn that down before I blow these things out. If someone tripped over this cable, would that immediately kick it over to these? Or is there like some kind of protection against that? Nope. Oh god, yeah, they're okay. I mean, unfair comparison, I get it. Although these were thrown out too. So, we are comparing $0 to $0 here. But those aren't the only ones. Digging around in the boxes, here is some new old stock cost speakers that are just like the Sony ones, except beige. So the plan for a while then was to open these up and just replace them. They're not gonna sound as good as the ones that, you know, are being replaced, but like, hey, it's something for now, right? That was until I started digging through the other boxes and found these. Oh my goodness, absolute units! To put that in perspective, here's the 2600, here's a PS2 Fat that we will make a video about in the future if this is looking weird to you guys, I know. And this... this is one of the speakers! And would you look at that? Yeah, those are screw holes. This is serviceable. Someone already has serviced it, and seems to have harmed it in the process. Back with the comparison, all right? Here's the ones that we're looking to replace. Here are the little guys that are brand new. And then, here's this guy. Oh, don't fall off the edge there, buddy. So I've been dying to test these out, but until today, I haven't been able to, for a couple of reasons. One, these guys do not have their power adapter, and it's pretty specific. We're looking for DC 15 volt. That's like not the worst. I don't have any 15 volt like DC adapters. The best I got is 12, but the outer ring is positive, the inner is negative. Okay, now I definitely don't have something like that. And then here's the interesting thing. So first issue is I didn't have a way to power it. Second is I need a male-to-male stereo cable. And I do have one of those from middle school. You know, they wouldn't let you go to like anything but approved websites, and I needed a way to convert a wave to an MP3, and they just didn't have a program to do that on the computers in school. So what I had to do is I had to have the audio go out of the headphone jack and into the microphone jack with this like basically audio suicide cable and re-record it as an MP3. That's how I was doing things back then. That's why I still have the cable. What I do not have is a mono male-to-male cable for specifically the left speaker. So I had to wait for all of those to come in. But they're in today, and assuming that they actually gave me the right power adapter, I gotta know what these sound like. First thing is first though, these things, it may not show up on camera very well, but they are mad dusty. What I'm doing right now is just very gently vacuuming the speaker fabric. There are a few snags I've noticed in the speaker fabric, like right here, and there's one over here. Do not cut these off. You're gonna unravel the whole thing. I'm gonna see if I can maybe take a sewing needle or two and like, kind of like tuck it back in where the stitch is supposed to be. Cause, yeah, no, I'm not gonna destroy the speaker fabric that survived this long. All right, I say we leave those to dry and we test if the power adapter I got is even gonna work. All right, so hopefully this is everything we're gonna need to test those, but I wanna take my multimeter and make sure that this is correct. It's not that I don't trust some random eBay listing, but I don't trust some random eBay listing. All right, the middle's supposed to be negative, 15.3 volts. So I'm guessing that this attachment is probably an inverter. Yes, that is definitely an inverter. So leave this on before we actually, go through all the trouble of redoing all the wiring back here and replacing these. Let's make sure they actually work. We'll try just the first one for now. And I'd say it cleaned up pretty nicely. Very little discoloration. It looks almost new. And I love seeing beige anything that's not sun damaged. As you can probably tell from the rest of the stuff here. Except for this little hard drive caddy here. But beggars can't be choosers. You try and find a beige hard drive caddy that's SATA. That's just, not a thing. Except for this guy. Doesn't fit there super snug. Not thrilled about that. Hey! Alright, let's just do what I got this thing for to begin with. Plug it into a headphone jack. And then into something else. How about some Sonic Rush Rerun OST? I don't think that's gonna give me a copyright claim. Ooh. Well... okay, might need some contact cleaner. Oh. Don't worry, I know that sounded bad, but I'm not losing hope yet, because this little monitor over here used to sound like that, and... After putting some contact cleaner in it and actually using it, I mean, it doesn't sound good because it's from the freaking 80s and only has one speaker, but it works. It is making a buzzing sound though. But it's probably just picking up interference from the headphone jack. See, you didn't used to actually have, dedicated places on the motherboard to plug in a headphone and microphone jack on the front panel. What you'd actually do is you'd run a poorly shielded cable through the bottom of the metal PC case, out the back and into the motherboard. And that's exactly what this case is doing. So, all the components in here are causing interference. It makes a little bit of humming, a little bit of static. The headphone jack does, anyway. The other jacks on the back of this PC are fine, but this is just accessible right now. So if we do hear a little bit of buzzing, a little bit of humming, that's okay. It's actually probably the computer. If we can get these things working, we'll just put them in the actual good audio jack in the back. It may need a little more thorough of a working, but we should be able to test it now at least. Oh, heck yeah! I think it works. Alright, I know they're gonna be right next to each other, but let's try the new mono cable. If you guys ever want to know if your cable is stereo or mono, count the rings. What are you doing? 20 minutes later, and a lot more contact cleaner. Seems to be behaving now. By the way, you guys want to see something scary? Watch this. Look, it's unplugged, yeah? Oh, you hold a charge. Alright, we good now? And you're plugged in? Yeah? Yeah, good stuff? Good stuff? We get a left and right?
You should be hearing this out of only the left side.
Yes?
You should be hearing this out of only the right side.
Don't you notice how I get quiet?
Yeah!
There's no one else around. What's a girl to do? Lying on my bed, staring into the blue. Unrequited, terrifying. Love is driving me up into...
Wow. Definitely could still use some contact cleaning. It's gonna be a bit, but I think they might actually sound better than the ones they're replacing. Might. I think I've found replacements for these speakers. Now, I'm not going to throw these speakers away. I would still like to take a crack at fixing them because these speakers sound pretty good too. But in terms of what I'm going to actually be using right now, yeah, I think these are going to go into storage until I can fix them. Oh man, these are going to suck to get out of here. None of the cables unplug on these. These are hardwired in. And they were the first things to go in here, so all my other cables from everything else in here is all on top of it. I think I got it. Look at this. None of this unplugs. Everything's hardwired in. There's no screws. I can't access this. This is just like the speaker grill. I like how they sound. I like how they look. I don't like how they work. And look at all the damage from this hidden headphone jack of like people trying to plug this in. All right, big guy. And there's a jack on the back of these for a subwoofer if you ever wanted it. I don't know if they need that.
You're everything I'm thinking of from time to time and dust to dust. Whenever there's a lull between the void, you feel the silence.
These things are loud. I don't know if that comes through. These things are loud. It's at half volume, and when it's playing something, I can feel the air coming off of it. Man. These things rock. Also, look at that. The curve of this monitor. Look, it fits in here perfectly. Oh no, I think I found my new speakers. And these were going to be thrown in the dumpster if I didn't take them. Well, I am so glad I was able to find them a new home. And I'll do something with those other ones. They have so much space up here, I'm almost getting a, intrusive thought of those little speakers might actually sit on top of these. Alright, I let the intrusive thoughts win, and I wish I hadn't. These things smell like wet dog and chemicals, and like... It's not even, like, it doesn't even work. Maybe I should use the right speaker. Look at all the scratches, like heat damage. And then, let me stick the batteries in here, yeah? Oh, okay. Let me kind of go in underneath. Oh, no, it wants to go that way. Come here. Certifiably good enough. Oh. They do work, but they need 6 volts to be powered. Which means you can't power them individually like the Sony ones. You actually need them plugged into each other for either one of them to turn on.
Figure this one out. I'm lost playing with your cloud. Can I keep my 2 feet on the
I don't think this one's working. Oh, it's just not coming back on now. Oh, well. If anyone wanted, like, vintage speakers and was curious what's a good brand, it's not Koss. Altec Lansing sounds good, but you can't service it for shit, and it's really annoying to use. My humble recommendation would be LabTech. It's also the mic I use.
A few moments later.
Boy, am I miffed, and you guys are about to be too. I'm interjecting here. Come on. So, like, you know, they work, but I noticed that when on really high volume, there's a bit of a fluttering sound from the right side, which indicates that one of the speakers may be slightly damaged.
We're dancing through the house. Think we need to figure this one out.
I don't even know if that comes through. It only comes through on like certain songs, but some of them it's really apparent, right? So I figure I'm gonna open it up and take a look at it and see if I can notice anything that might actually be causing that. Maybe it's just something loose in there, or maybe the speaker actually is damaged. I wanna see what's going on in there, right? And, you know, the whole thing is, these things are repairable. And of like the 5 or 6 different computer speakers I own, these are the only ones that let you actually open it up, right? So, cool, repairability. Pull it out, and I still do love this. I do love that I can just take it out here, yeah? Discharge it before opening it, because oh my god, I want you guys to see this and hope that you're as pissed as I am about this. I already had to pull off like probably a quarter pound of hot glue, so that's a good start. Nice slathering of hot glue and adhesive here, that's fantastic, that looks great. Oh, and the fabric is melted to the plastic. So it's a good thing the fabric's not torn, because that's not replaceable. Oh, but it gets even better. I suspected it was this guy, right? Now look at this. Oh, the guy putting the hot glue on here accidentally melted the plastics together, yeah? No. No. Once is an accident. Twice, where there's no hot glue, there's already not even an argument for incompetence there, but melting into this crevice and doing it a third time, now that's just malicious. Oh, I don't know how I'm gonna get in here without damaging it. And that's probably the point, isn't it? They pretend that they're serviceable. They're not. I'm not dealing with this today. I'm not dealing with this month. I don't know if I'm gonna deal with this year. These speakers, they sound good enough. Oh, like if the volume is above like more than halfway, it gets a little fluttery on some vocals, whatever. I'm not dealing with this. At least I can actually get in here. But oh my God, if you thought stuff being designed to not be serviceable and that right to repair is a new issue, no. This has been going on for a really long time, and it needs to stop, because this entire piece is all like fused together. Even if you want to say like, oh, I could order this entire piece right here and just replace this. This is everything.
Also, I looked it up and you can't. These are apparently very rare speakers.
If all of this is being removed and you're just holding on to the plastic sides, this is still a lot of plastic waste going out there that doesn't need to, because they could have screwed it in. I don't know. I mean, they did it with this one. They did with this one. This one might come out if I can peel all the hot glue off of it, but I don't think it's this one. I think it's this one. Ah, they still sound great, and that's the worst part. They sound amazing. I want them to sound perfect. I guess the main point is that they still sound a lot better than the speakers that they're replacing. But now everyone knows. This has been an issue for a very, very long time.
My disappointment is immeasurable, and my day is ruined.